Hey everybody, we're going to do another French fly, the Bourrue du Rhone. Again, my pronunciation sucks. Jean-Paul Pequegnot's French Fishing Flies book that stands for the Lout of the Rhone. The Rhone is a river, also beautiful wines from the Rhone. Boisset, who was the inventor, is credited with this fly in the late 30s, 36, 37. He used a reddish brown hackle. Hook size is 12 through 16. I'm using a 14 standard wet fly hook, barbless. No comment about silk, so I'm using yellow. Pequegnot suggests using low-grade hackle. The body's going to be created by clipping the fibers to shape the body and leaving a little bit of hackle up in front. I have a reddish brown Chinese hackle cape and rooster cape, I should say. So I'm going to use that. I'm using some fibers here for the tail. I want this to be short. This is a wet fly, not a dry fly. And although you could use this concept, if you will, this methodology, also to make a dry fly, not a bad idea. I'm going to show you a little bit at the end that there's a tradition in Japan of a similar style fly, a clip body fly, and I'll show you that one has much bushier hackle up front and definitely was fished at least at the surface, if not on the surface. So I'm going to palmer this hackle through the body, not quite in super tight turns, but pretty tight turns. Again, this is a Chinese cape, so there's not a ton of barb count here, so I don't want to spiral too far because then I won't have very many fibers. So I'm going to keep the turns quite close, and I'm going to use a second hackle. So I'm not really worried about the hackle length here again because this is going to be cut. Doesn't matter. Use whatever feather you want. I'm going to tie in a second feather here. This concept, again, I'm going to show you at the end. Jean-Paul Pequegnot suggests a fly that he created, which is, relates to the Gris Corps Jaune, which is the gray hackle and yellow body group of flies, dry flies. DeVoe, is a famous participant in this group, if you will, member of this group. So I'm gonna wrap a little bit more hackle here, and then I'm gonna do a couple touching turns here, right at the front, and then tie that off. This is a shorter hackle. I would say the fibers are about the length of the body. Clip that off, create a head. I wrap forward to the eye, then back to the hackle, maybe push it back just a scooch, and then I'm going to do a back to front whip finish. Trying not to capture any fibers, but of course I do. Not the end of the world. We'll clip that out. Clean it up. This is where your barber shop skills come in handy if you have any. I don't. So I'm going to do my best to try and trim this. Super steady hand helps if you have surgical hands. That's great. I don't. So in these like micro situations, I look like I'm 90 years old with the shakes here, but we're clipping as best you can. You can make a taper bite, you can not make a taper bite, you can make those fibers as long or as short as you want. There's really no explanation in the book about it, and so that's up to you and the design and the function and what you think. Also color, again, he doesn't say what color silk was used, so you can use anything really. And so the Gris Corps Jaune crew, the Pequegnot fly, is going to have the yellow silk, and to get the stain of the working fingers on it, use a little bit of cobbler's wax, kind of makes it an olive-ish color, light olive, and then obviously a gray, light blue hackle for that, and I'll show you what that looks like. I won't put you through the tying of it. Then you could use like badger or furnace. I do one with furnace where you have a different color at the list. Black centers makes the when you clip this, the look different, and that's a really interesting way to do it as well. And then I'll show you some of the Japanese flies at the end. I didn't leave much hackle here in the front, like the picture. Again, this is a wet fly. I don't want it to ride high. So here's a close-up of that fly. And then here's that Gris Corps Jaune, the gray hackle, blue hackle with the olivish colored silk. Here's a furnace hackle on red, so you can see the black kind of the body. Here are these Japanese flies. Look how bushy those hackles are in the front. Those bodies are created by clipping. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.